Good morning. My name is Leslie Williams, and today's date is May 19th, 2012, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I'm notifying the community at large that I'm being subjected to organized stalking tactics along all of my routes, including over at USD, SDSU in their libraries, and at SDSU in their library, and in their media center, and where you go to buy food at. I don't know what the store's called. It's right across from the library. Anyways, the reason why I decided to make this particular video file is to help you understand something. As a result of being subjected to organized stalking expeditions, I want to brief you on what I experience along all of my routes, everywhere I go, every single day. And what I'm going to show you are tactics that are directly termed as sensitization tactics. Sensitization and organized stalking work hand in hand in order to make a target feel stalked along all of their routes. And how is this achieved? Well, it's because of the type of expedition that it's tied to. Now, if a person, like say if you are sitting in a library, okay, you're a normal average person, and you're sitting in a library for say 7 hours. And you're working on a computer, and you notice that people that are coming and sitting next to you are going like this, or going like this, or doing 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 this. Just lifting their hand up to their face like that. Or taking their hat off and stroking their hair back and then putting their hat back on. Or taking their hat off and just putting it back on. Or tapping the top of their head. Okay? Non-stop throughout the whole duration. And we're talking about people that walk by you while you're sitting there at the computer station, people that sit next to you, and people that sit across from you. Okay. Now, this is supposed to represent, because organized stalking expeditions are directly connected to human trafficking rings, sexual servitude rings, and prostitution rings. And the whole goal of the reason why they do what they do, excuse me for a second, I'm going to backtrack. They also engage in specific types of coughing and clearing your throat. The coughing is like this. Or the clearing your throat. Or coughing. Like that. That's usually done towards me from a distance in the library, or sometimes when they walk by. They're also engaging in this with their lips as they walk by me. Yeah. Or as I'm walking to go out to have a cigarette, or on my way to lunch at the restaurant, or wherever I go to heat up my food that I bring with me, including the bathroom. Like if I go into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, they'll go in there and engage in the coughing campaign. They're also trying to sensitize me to clearing their nose, doing this. Now, why do they do that? See, what they do is that they subject targets to these behaviors that I've just got done showing you, okay? And everything that I just got done describing to you on a non-stop basis, repeated every single second of the whole duration throughout all my routes, every single day in the places that I go to. This, in turn, makes you notice it. They want you to notice it in order to sensitize you to it. And then once you become sensitized to all these different types of behaviors, they then will continue to use people along your route, people you do not know, to repeat them towards you. This in turn makes you feel stalked and harassed as a result. It's called organized stalking and sensitization tactics. You can go to YouTube and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and sensitization. And also make sure when you go to YouTube, type in either gang stalking or organized stalking methods or tactics. And look at all the videos in the sidebar in reference to who they are and how they operate. Now, as a result, and a target experiences this along all of their routes. So if I get on a trolley, they'll literally have people, they literally and deliberately, especially enemy targets. I'm what is known as an enemy target. Go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a person who manages and directs these types of organized stalking expeditions along a target's route in the community. And they have power positions in the community to notify the business community to get them on board as well. This means business managers, employees, and security personnel. Because they're attached to the police, and the police use what is known as the community notification to notify the business sector in reference to getting them on board in these expeditions. The community notification is supposed to be used for sexual predators, felons, and violent criminals that have been paroled and stuff like that. What they're doing is creating homelessness of targets in order to be able to take what they got eventually, their finances, their property, and to exploit the target sexually. And they're using these community notifications and their power positions in the community, including badges, to achieve these objectives once they create homelessness of a target by getting property owners and landlords on board, and if you own a home, bank managers on board, because they'll get into mortgage co-opting. Now, in some of my videos, especially go to YouTube and type in the Informer Report Leslie Williams Organized Stalking. It's an online organization that I wasn't even really familiar with at all, but they went and synthesized a bunch of my videos together and made a video concerning me. Go to YouTube and type them in, and then look at what's in the comments features of those videos, okay? And you'll literally be able to see that other targets have literally been on the news as a result of this, because it's organized crime in the system. That type of organized crime has went after people for mortgage co-opting that was covered on the news. And those YouTube videos are literally titled gang stalking, bullying a man to death, and then in parentheses, chickens in the backyard. I guess this guy was either Mexican or maybe I didn't even bother, to be honest with you, reading the entire article, but for some reason I guess he was keeping chickens. He had a really nice home, a really, really nice home, and the city targeted him to get his home. They're into land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation. They're into human trafficking rings, sexual servitude rings. It's racketeering. Okay, and if you don't think that human trafficking and sexual servitude rings are not racketeering, think again. They're into Medicare fraud, insurance fraud. It's organized crime in the system. Okay? And I already forgot, I'm learning disabled, so bear with me. But what I want you to understand is that shoot, I lost my train of thought while I'm making this video. Sorry, I'm learning disabled. But the reason why, what I want you to understand is that this crime that's happening to me in San Diego is directly attached. What I was talking about was being subjected to these overt physical gestures along all my routes. They also sensitize targets to specific types of statements. Now, the sensitization, the physical gestures, and the verbal statements, which are called direct conversation tactics in gang stalking expeditions, what they are is they are delivered towards a target through overt means, because what they do is sensitize targets to normal physical gestures, like if you're doing this, sitting there thinking. Yeah, because they sensitize you to normal physical gestures, so people in the community or in the environment that a target's in are not aware of what's happening to a target for plausible deniability purposes in reference to the perpetrators denying that they're actually doing this. And so it's also designed to make a target sound crazy when they complain about it, because the whole entire objective is to take what a target's got, and the only way they can do that is through a corrupt probate attorney in the system, and corrupt county mental health, and corrupt doctors in nearby hospitals, who will happily, deliberately, and intentionally, with criminal malice aforethought, diagnose a target with a mental illness as a result of a target breaking down, and as a result of a target complaining about what's really happening to them, because that's the whole entire goal of why they sensitize targets to normal physical gestures, taking off their hat and going like this, yeah, stroking their hair back, or stroking their hair back like this, or taking their hair up and going like this. Women do that. It's all designed to repeat these physical gestures on a non-stop, feverish scale in the target's visual proximity all day long, along all of the routes, everywhere they go, using everybody in the community they can. And this is achieved through the community notification and through the fact that they have civic groups and community groups in the community that are engaged in organized stalking tactics, who engage in these type of tactics for the syndicate, because a lot of them are duped through lies and slander campaigns about a target, and that is achieved through the community notification. My name is Leslie Williams. Go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a gang stalker who hosts and manages these types of harassment protocols. And as a result, and it clearly states in the manifesto that doctors are involved in it, psychiatrists, judges, lawyers, police officers, fire department personnel, social services. If you do your extensive research and cross-reference all the employment descriptions I just described to you, to organized stalking and or gang stalking online at Google and YouTube, you'll clearly understand just by looking at the amount of responses you'll get that these expeditions are factual realities. Now, I experienced these overt physical gestures, and they also sensitize you to statements, okay? Because you got to remember, it's through the repetition. Once they have you sensitized to, like say if you hear, say if they sensitize it, because when they pass you by and do this, they'll make a comment, and then they'll repeat the comment along your routes. Okay, that's to sensitize you to specific comments, and the comments are inserted inside of conversations that they pretend to have with each other, either on a trolley route or at a location like a library, or that they're having on a cell phone while they're around a target. Okay, and this is done to make a target feel stalked, okay, and harassed as a result, because of the constant mental repetition that a target experiences as a result of visually and auditorily witnessing these expeditions brought about towards them in their physical, visual proximity and auditorial proximity, hearing it. And this in turn makes them feel stalked and harassed as a result, and it also keeps them on a non-stop mental loop in reference to the mental responses a target engages in as a result of witnessing it. It's nothing but mental rape, because they invade your privacy like you would not believe. This is in part where remote neural monitoring comes in. Cross-reference that to organized stalking at YouTube and Google. Okay, so this is a file that is asking the San Diego community, and they're going to witness this file because organized stalking and cyber surveillance is one of their main tactics. And so is email interception for help. When a target goes to send an email for help, they'll intercept it and reroute it, as well as cell phone hacking. That's how they keep targets isolated in these expeditions from help, so the expedition can continue. I take the Green Line trolley to USD and to specific places along my route to go do my laundry or to go to movie theaters. I'm literally subjected to these tactics in the business community, using the business community Jack in the Box over off of Friars and Frazee Road, Ultrastar Movie Theater. Okay, now when I mention the names of businesses, I'm talking about their employees and people that come in while I'm there, or people that will already be stationed there before I get there because they know my regular routes. So they just play a chance, like what's the chance and likelihood she's going to go to this place on her way home from USD, and they'll have them placed there, okay? To engage in these physical gestures, they'll literally come in inside Jack in the Box and wait until I sit down, and then they'll have a perpetrator come in and sit down in front of me for me to see them do this throughout the whole duration while I'm eating. And it's all done to make me feel harassed and to keep me in the same mental response, looped response in reference to having to witness it constantly. They'll also get the people that are waiting on me when I'm purchasing my food at Jack in the Box, the managers, to engage in it. While he's taking my order, he goes like this. Or he'll go like this when he's taking my order. And then all they got to do is deny it. This is how they're working within the business community through the community notification. Yeah. Now they're trying to sensitize me to jingling their keys. That's all over the internet. That's a target of gang stalking. The manager at Jack in the Box did that to me last night off of Friars and Frazee Road. Yeah, right across the parking lot from Food for Less. Rouse employees at Friars Mission Center, CVS employees at Friars and Mission Center, and Burger King employees are also engaged in these organized stalking expeditions towards me. Flat out, management, employees, and they've already gotten the security guard that's walking through there, walking around me, and that's done to make me feel threatened that I'm going to be evicted from there because they got a security guard from Hazard Center Plaza to evict me when they engaged in a gang stalking street theater in combination with Barnes & Noble's employees and the security guard. A week and a half after it was predicted in a digital audio file that that's how they were going to do it, and they did that because I literally had to call 911 on a person threatening me inside of Barnes & Noble's. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm learning disabled. They're doing all of this to me along all of my routes. My trolley routes, the Green Line trolley to go to USD and the Green Line trolley to come back. At USD, at Jack in the Box, at Ralph's, at CBS, at Burger King, at UltraStar cinema theaters, at laundromats, on my bus routes to go do the laundry, on my bus routes to come back to do the laundromat itself, at the post office, my walking routes, they'll have them walk by me because they get to know a target's regular routes and routines, and then when the target leaves their location, which is known through GPS tracking of the cell phone and through remote neural monitoring, they're able to ascertain where a target's at in space and time, in real time. In order to place these people along a target's walking route, to be on the trolley when I get on it, to be at the Hazard Center trolley station while I'm waiting for the trolley, these are the and it's all designed to get these people along my routes to do this, to make me feel stalked and to make me feel non-stop harassed as a result. It's harassment and stalking through physical gestures and direct conversation tactics, which are verbal